Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful, snowy Sunday morning here in southern Ohio. I have watched someone slide into the stop sign already because, believe it or not, four-wheel drive does not care if you're going 35 miles an hour and try to take a turn. We have freezing temperatures here. In Ohio, we have 3 levels of emergent states. You have level 1, which is watch your ass. You have level 2, which is the roads are dangerous and a potential threat to yourself or others because the freezing temperatures. And then you have level 3, which is stay the F off the roads. If we find you out, we're going to arrest you. So there is the lovely stop sign that an idiot in a four-wheel drive tried to take the turn way too fast and clipped. So RIP stop sign. It's not all the way down. I'm proud of them for that. You know, they could have taken it all the way down, but they did try to brake. Anyway, as I was getting ready to film a video today, I put this rig on. I was going to go to the basement. It's a M81 winter jacket and my ELBV. And then I realized that my truck had been sitting out here in the yard and it's going to get stuck if I don't move it because it's two-wheel drive. My Jeep is four-wheel. This is not. So I needed to move it. And during these situations, I carry a bag with me. Now, not when I'm moving a vehicle, but when there's emergent weather conditions or if I'm traveling, I will carry this bag. It is a bushcraft Helikon Tex, and I just want to go over the contents of it because I thought it would be fun. So we're going to get right into it. First things first, one of the most overlooked pieces of kit, I think, and that people don't mention enough, is a power bank. So this is the halobolt. This is an older one. I have 3 newer models of this and then this one. So the other day, my Jeep was dead. This thing has the ability to jump a vehicle. So you plug in the jumper cables right there. It comes with them. You hook it up. This battery, we'll go ahead and do a demonstration. This battery will flash once you hook the jumper cables up, and once it's ready, you hit the key. And this has jumped my V8 Avalanche from a completely dead battery. It jumped my Jeep the other day, no issue, and I have not charged it since jumping my Jeep, and I still have 4 bars. So a very good power brick. The newer ones that I have wireless charging. You set your phones on top. You have 2 USB ports. You have the AC plug, or just like the C. You just have a plug, okay? I don't know what it's called. They call it a AC 65 watt max plug-in, and then you have a really good LED light on this one. So this is an older model, doesn't have the wireless charging, but it has a really good battery life, so I will carry this one with me. Actually, any of them, I will switch them up occasionally. And so a power bank, why do I think it is so important to carry one with you? One, if you get ran off the road. I have had times where tow trucks have taken 3 to 6 hours to reach me, and I'm not shitting you one bit about that. And during those times, my vehicle was either broke down and the battery was not functional, or there was damage to the vehicle and I needed to exit the vehicle, luckily mild temperatures, or there was one night my alternator had just crapped out and I'm stuck in a parking lot for 6 hours. I have no battery. My phone was going dead. I didn't have the power bricks at the time, and that's when I bought the power bricks, the power banks. So if you're traveling and you are in an emergent situation, it is good to be able to keep your electronic devices for communication purposes. And also, if you're traveling with family, or if I have my daughter with me and I get ran off the road, if I get stuck, if we break down, I do also want the ability for creature comforts. I think, letting the people around you be aware of the situation is highly important. Don't keep them ignorant. Let them know that there is a situation, but allowing creature comforts, such as she loves to draw. She has like an electronic tablet. Of course, I guess tablet could mean pen and paper. Anyway, so she loves to do these animations and draw. Being able to use that, keep it charged, being able to alternate, keep 2 phones charged. She does have a portable nebulizer. Being able to use that in a situation where the battery may have died. Now, I always check that beforehand, but being able to recharge that depending on how long we're stuck. She doesn't have severe asthma, by the way, but still the peace of mind of having that with me. And then my implant is connected to my phone. It doesn't run off my phone, of course, but of course, I want that data to continue to be uploaded and shit. So being able to get my phone charged. So a good solid power bank. Now that's a larger one than what you're typically, I guess, gonna see. All of the four, I guess technically the 4 halos that I have are all that size, and then I have 2 small power banks that are just meant to charge your phone, and they have pretty good battery life on them. Anyway, moving on. So in the forward compartment on the Helikon, by the way, this bag is pretty cool because it is meant to hold a hatchet. That's the SOG Fast Talk. It's 14 years old. It's held up great. Forward compartment here, I keep a duty size weapon. This is my cheap ass Glock 34 that's been upgraded, and all of the upgrades alone, I went over it before in another video, but all the upgrades on this weapon minus the SRO, total package deal of like $650, and this is a a completely milled slide, recoated, all of that crap. And I love this Glock 34, especially because the ported barrel, it works, it shoots flat. I don't like the SRO, it's not my favorite optic, but it works well on that weapon system. Within this bag, I will typically keep a whoopee. It's not in here right now, but I vacuum seal it to shrink it down. I will keep a whoopee in here. I keep a hoodie. I keep a spare hoodie for anyone who may need it, myself included, which typically doesn't happen, but someone else will generally feel cold or want an extra layer of comfortable clothing. A belt. This is just a rigger's belt that I have my G-code RTI system attached to. Now, my original thought with this is it takes up too much room. It adds additional weight to the bag, and I could just put that attachment for the holster on my regular belt, but there is no but. I really just wanted to use the rigger's belt because it was given to me, and I wanted to have a reason to use it, because before that I really did just keep the RTI system in there because I always have a belt on. By the way, the belt I wear is from Relentless Tactical, and I've had it for 3-4 years now, and it is the best leather belt I have ever bought. They ask you your size, they tell you how to measure your waist, and it is the best leather belt hands down that I've ever owned. So I always have a belt on. The bushcraft bag here has built-in compartments for water. Now, a good water bottle is worth its weight if you want cold water. Now, water in general in an emergent situation is water, but if you want to have the creature comfort of having cold water, this bottle I did not expect to be as good as it is. It's from MFT, and originally I bought it just because I wanted a water bottle, but it was on sale. I saw it on gun deals. They were like $5.99 or $6.99, 13 something shipped. I got it in, filled it up, stuck it in the fridge. The next day, the water was still lukewarm from the purifier. I was like, okay, that's some shit. That meant that overnight, the insulation, the ability for the bottle was insulated enough to where the temperatures of the fridge did not cool the water down any more than it was from the purifier, which is from the tap purifier, which is pretty damn cool. So I put ice in it, filled it up. It was like 100 and some degrees that day. Accidentally left the bottle in my truck and went out to grab it. The water was still ice cold. Now, yes, the ice had melted, but the water was still ice cold, and that was about over an 8-hour period. So this bottle is great. Good water bottle, worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. You can also use, the old military surplus canteens. I've been trying those out lately, and the insulation with the cover, they work pretty well. They're not like an 8-hour cold, but they do work, and you have 2 quarts of water with you. 1 to 2 quarts of water depending on the thing. So then medications. We just went through one of these snows. We got about a foot of snow last time. I keep goon tape in here, and then a couple different Kniffs. This is the Gerber, I think it's a Ghost, and that is really all I have in this bag at the moment. But again, I will typically keep the whoopee, and then medications. I think this is overlooked as well a little bit. We talk about IFACs, we talk about putting on tourniquets. People talk about, shears and buying quality stuff like that. But there are certain medications I think that are overlooked, especially if you're traveling. A good quality tourniquet, never buy the cheap shit. Gauze, the same thing. Same thing with bandages and tape. Do not skimp on that stuff. Have I had to use it in my personal life? Maybe once, never a tourniquet. But at my place of employment, having to use Narcan on other people, having to use gauze, bandages, and emergent, medical supplies, the cheap stuff will fail you and will endanger someone else. Do not skimp on that crap. But back to the main point. Medications that I believe that you should keep on you for traveling with other people. 1, your own emergent medications, at least a 2-day supply. Number 2, ibuprofen, Tylenol, Benadryl, hydrocortisone, things of that nature. Because 2 different, type pain reliever or fever reducer medications. If someone that's traveling with you has cardiac issues or they're on blood thinners, taking NSAIDs can be dangerous. In an emergency situation, the cost may outweigh, or the benefit may outweigh the cost of that. However, if you do have the ability to give them Tylenol instead of ibuprofen, it is a positive thing. Benadryl, both capsule and tablet form, I think is very important because allergic reactions happen very frequently. I have traveled a crap load for work, and generally 1 to 2 probably out of 5 trips that I would go on throughout that month with my coworkers, someone would have an allergic reaction. They'd wake up, or they'd come back from the conference, or we'd go out to eat and they would develop like this weird itch in their throat. They would start getting like hives, a rash. The towels, something within the hotel room would cause it. So keeping hydrocortisone and Benadryl was very important. One time it was an emergent situation. They were, I wouldn't say that their airway was closing over, but they were covered in a rash. Their throat was very raspy. They were able to chew up the Benadryl tablets and swallow them. They started to feel better as we were able, Columbus traffic, as we were able to get them to the emergency room. The situation wasn't progressing enough at the time to call an ambulance. They were just like, yeah, let's just go to an urgent care. They went ahead and took the Benadryl. We're like, okay, let's get in the car, we'll go. The situation started to get worse as we're going. And so we're like, shit, are you okay? We actually did not go to the ER. We went to an urgent care because it was closer. They went in and evaluated, and the doc said, like, look, man, the Benadryl is working. We're going to go ahead and do a steroid shot. This was an allergic reaction to something we don't know. It's definitely contact dermatitis, as well as it is affecting, their entire immune system is freaking out. Not immune system, but they're having a histematic response. So they're like, yeah, the Benadryl was the right thing to do. So it is important to carry those things, in my opinion. The other things that I think are highly overlooked, charging cords, charging cables, a battery pack, a power bank, whatever you're going to carry, or even within your vehicle, if you do not have a good if you don't have a good USB charging cable, it's pretty much going to be worthless. I've bought multiple cheap ones, and it's one thing I highly believe now you should not skimp on. I have also used charging cables to secure things before. So I've had broken charging cables in my truck before. Why? Because I'm lazy and didn't throw them away, that I've used to secure things and tie down things onto other bags and shit before. So cool stuff that you can do in an emergency situation. But a good charging cord that is not, you're not going to have to sit there and fondle with it or molest it to get it to charge your device. Important. That is it for this video. I'm going to get my truck out of the yard before I get stuck because, again, freezing temperatures, 2-wheel drive, this is going to be fun. I'm going to dig a rut, probably. I shouldn't have left it here overnight, but I did. Here we are. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I am going to do another video today going over how much I have used this LBVE over the last couple weeks. By that weeks, I mean about 2 weeks. And the only thing I've done with it is some dry fire practice. And I think it's still a volatile piece of gear. Very usable. I think it is a overlooked LBV. I think we've got away from the load-bearing vest type things in modern society. But if I had to take this over a micro rig, this carries about as much as a micro rig, but it distributes the weight. I can add additional things to the belt on it. I just really like this system a lot more than I ever thought I would. So another shout out to John here. He's the one that sent it to me. I give a lot of shout outs to John on these videos because he doesn't care if I say his name, because John is not even, John is like one of those names where, John Smith, it's a pseudonym type bullshit. But that's what we're going to refer him to. He knows who I'm talking about. But the point is, I really like this rig and this setup, and I'm going to do a video on it and why I like it. Thank you for watching again. The other thing I didn't mention, and we're at the end of the video, is I'm trying to love the fluxraider. I will keep some level when I'm traveling of this system. The Raider for me is new. Before the Raider, I had an original Raider. I carried it with me everywhere. But the Recover Tactical is what I've been carrying the most over the last several months to a year, if not longer. And before that, it was the MCK. So I love the chassis systems for pistols because you get the reliability of the pistol that you trust, and you get a cool contraption with it. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, because I do want to grow the channel. Mainly not for monetization purposes, but to continue to encourage people to enjoy what they own. So number one, be safe. But number two, enjoy what you've spent your money on. Have fun with what you've spent your money on. Put on some random military surplus gear and have some freaking fun. People take this shit way too serious. It is firearms and you should be serious with it, but you should also learn to have a little bit of fun in your life. And if that means throwing on some military surplus gear and having a little bit of fun dry firing or going to the range, you should do it, because who gives a shit? If that means taking your gun, no matter what it is that you've saved up your money for, and you go out and you run it and it puts a smile on your face, you know what? Who cares if it's not a staccato? If it's a TSOS DS or a Mac 9 DS or hell, if it's a Rock Island, as long as it's running and you're having fun with it, dude, embrace that shit and love it. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Just have fun and practice. Getting to the range and training and honing the skill. Shooting is one of the things that I find so calming, and just a level of serenity in, because the more that you practice, number one, the better you're going to get. But you're never, ever going to be 110% perfect shooter. There's always a curve, whether it's the weather conditions, the level of sleep that you've got, the physical condition that you're in. There's always going to be something that's going to affect, and there's going to be a variable to where you're going to have to adapt and adjust. And the shooting sports are just so much fun. They're packed full of history. So just enjoy it, man. I think this culture has taken the fun out of it by talking trash about the product instead of what the sport is really about. There's no community hardly anymore. Enjoy the community. Enjoy the camaraderie. Make some friends and enjoy life, honestly. I mean, the history, the whole concept of what the shooting sports are about has been lost, in my opinion, because people focus way, way too much on what the piece of equipment is and not the fact that people are shooting and not the fact that people are getting out there. The assholes out there that talk trash to the 18 or 21-year-old kid that bought what they saved up and could afford, I would much rather see that kid getting out to the range and training safely and having fun and getting to know the history instead of being embarrassed and shot down by the stupid culture that we have today. I think it's ridiculous. But anyway, have fun. Thank you for watching the video, and let me know what you keep in your bag and what is the most overlooked piece of kit in your bag.